Okay. So see, this is a file index generator. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll click on this. I'll click on this. Now it is asking me to choose any folder. Okay. So let's say I select this folder of AICICI and I click on OK. As I do this in fraction of second, it has created the list. So drive name, folder name and all this, the list is created. And you can see there are 309 folders or files in this. Okay, along with this, it has created a link to open the file. When I click on any link, it will open the file also. Okay. So this is one. Now, if you want to use it again you have to click on this link, this button, and you can select another folder now. So if I select this folder and I click on OK, it will create one more list 2. And now it has created this list. Okay. Now we will see how exactly this will work. So now I'm closing this. This is already done. What I am going to do next is I am going to write a macro which will actually create which will create folders based on the input that I give. Okay. Now to start this process, what we need to do is we need to press Alt F11. Okay. Alt F11 and it will open a VBA editor and we need to go to insert and module. Okay. This is the place where we have to write the code. Where is the code? So the code I have shared with you in the document. I'm just opening that code right now. We can get the code from GPT. We can develop that code. But right now I have already given you the code. So I'm just opening that same code and I'm show you on that. Okay. So this is this Word document which I've shared. It has the workflow. Okay. And now it has the code also. See what it is doing. It says, ask the act as an Excel expert and create a VBA code to do the following. Ask the user to upload the Excel file containing list of clients. So you have to upload a file which has the list of clients. The uploaded file will have the name of client in column A from cell A2, A3 and so on. Create the folder in D drive with the name client master data. You can specify E drive, C drive, you can change. Read the client name from column A of the uploaded file and create folder for each client in the client master data folder. In each client folder created, create subfolder, 4 subfolders like personal details, income detail, computation idea and notices. Okay. Now this is the code which we got. So what I'm doing is I am selecting this code from the top to the bottom. Okay. It is starting from option explicit and it is ending on end function. Okay. Now I copied this. I'll go to my editor and I'll paste this. Okay. Once we have pasted this code, we are at the end of this. We will go on top. I'm here. Okay. Now I can see clean filing. Okay. I can see create file client folders. This is the name of the macro. I will run this. So I'll run this. Now when I'm running this, it is asking for a file. Select Excel file containing client list. Okay, now let me show you the file. I have already created one file which has all the client names. So I'll go to my D drive. See, you have to give the client list. Okay, so I go to my D drive and there is the folder already existing with the name client master data. Okay, which I created on 20th. And it has 100 folders. See, it has 100 folders. Okay, what I'll do is I'll delete this first because I don't want this to be there. I am deleting this. This folder is no more there now. Okay, on my drive. Now, client, let me show you the Excel file which has a client list. Okay, list of clients. So it is, yeah, list of clients name. This is my Excel. And I'll open and show it to you. Okay, since it is already, okay, let me give this file list of client names. This I'm uploading to the macro. Okay, I've uploaded this to the macro. Now, what it is saying, client folder created successfully under D client master data. I just deleted this folder client master data. Now let us go to D drive again. And this is the name. This is the file, okay, which I opened, client list of clients. So it has all these names. Okay, my name is also there. There is Swati Jadhav. Okay, now let me go to D drive. So let me come to my D drive and in the D drive, let me open that folder. Okay. So this is the D drive. and I have the client master data again. Okay. Now, if you see this date, 23rd May, 13:41, exact time. Now, if you open this folder, what do you see? There are 100 folders created. Okay. With the Swati folder also. Swati Jagdish, that was the first name. Now, when you open this folder, you will see further 4 subfolders. Okay. And you open any folder, you will see the same folders in every folder. So this task, which would have taken 2-3 days, is done in 2 minutes. That is the power of macro. Okay. Now, one last thing before we take the break. Now, this macro is there in Excel. Okay. Now, what I want to create a button. When I click on the button, it should create folders. Okay. So, how to create a button? Let us understand this. So, we will go to developer. In the developer, you will see this toolkit kind of a button, insert. Okay. So, we will click on insert. In the insert, there is a form control, and the first option is button. Okay. So I will select this button. Okay. As I select this button, and when I come down, I can drag this to form a shape. Okay. Now it has form a shape. Now what it is asking? It is asking you have to assign a macro. What the button should do? The button should assign a macro. So we will select create client folder because I want this folder, this macro to run, and I'll click on OK. Now you see a button one over here. Now we will click on this button, single click, and I'll name it as create folders. Okay. Now this button is ready to work. So now we will click on this. And again, the same process you have to repeat, like you have to give the file and it will create the folders. Okay. Now the last step is saving this file so that it can be used again and again. Okay. How do you save a macro file? As we save any other file, we will click on this file and we will go to save as. Okay. And we will give a name. Okay. So you can select the location wherever you want to save it. So I'm saving it on my desktop and I will call it as client folder creation utility. Okay. And while I'm saving, I will save it as macro enabled workbook. Okay. Generally, we save the file as XLX. So here it will be XLSM and we will save it. Okay. Now it is saved. I am closing this file. I am closing this list of clients also. Now I'll come to my desktop. Here is this file. Okay. Now when you are running the macro file, maybe it will ask you for enable the macro. Okay. It might ask you if your macros are not enabled. Okay. So it might ask you to enable the macros. So we will open this file. Okay. Open with Excel. Now, since my macro is already enabled, it will not ask me for enabling macro. And I'll show you how to enable the macro also. One more last step, and then we are good to go. Okay, now you see the folder option, right? What you have to make sure is that in the developer tab, in the macro security, your macros should be enabled. If it is disabled, it will not run. So you have to make sure that this setting is on, that your macro is enabled. You have to put a tick over here also, enable Excel macro, and now then click on OK. Now this file will work. So when you click on this, it will again ask for the list of files and it will create the folder. Okay. So this is how we create a macro and we run it.